In this podcast episode, Patrick Bet David welcomes Randall Carlson, a researcher and expert in ancient catastrophism, Freemasonry, and the history of human civilization. The conversation explores a range of topics, including the intricacies of Freemasonry, the influence of natural disasters on climate change, and the potential threats posed by asteroids and other cosmic events, all while challenging conventional narratives about history and our interconnectedness with the planet. Carlson begins by delving into the world of Freemasonry, a fraternal organization that has long been shrouded in mystery and intrigue. He explains that Freemasonry is not merely a secret society, but a craft that encompasses a rich tapestry of history, symbolism, and moral teachings. The organization has been historically linked to various influential figures and events, often being accused of wielding significant power behind the scenes. Carlson emphasizes that Freemasonry is fundamentally about personal development, ethical living, and community service, rather than the nefarious conspiracies often attributed to it. He shares his personal journey into Freemasonry, highlighting how his interest in carpentry and architecture led him to explore the historical significance of the craft. He notes that many of the great builders and architects throughout history were Freemasons, which has contributed to the organization's enduring legacy in shaping the built environment. The conversation transitions to the structure of Freemasonry, where Carlson elaborates on the various ranks and degrees within the organization. He explains that the journey typically begins in a Blue Lodge, where members progress through three primary degrees: Entered Apprentice, Fellowcraft, and Master Mason. Each degree involves a series of rituals and teachings that impart moral lessons and philosophical insights. Carlson recounts his own experience of ascending through the ranks, noting that the process can take several years, with members often taking on leadership roles within their lodges. He describes the camaraderie and mentorship that exists among Masons, emphasizing the importance of community and shared values in the organization. As the discussion unfolds, Carlson addresses the myriad conspiracy theories surrounding Freemasonry. He acknowledges that while the organization has been the subject of much speculation, many of the claims are unfounded and lack credible evidence. He argues that the decline in active membership and the changing societal landscape have diminished the influence of Freemasonry in contemporary politics and culture. Carlson points out that the historical prominence of Freemasons in positions of power, including numerous U.S. presidents, has fueled conspiracy theories about their control over global events. However, he asserts that the reality is more nuanced, with many Masons being dedicated to philanthropy and community service rather than secretive agendas. Carlson explains that Masonic principles are deeply embedded in the design and construction of many historical structures, particularly in the United States. The use of geometry, symbolism, and craftsmanship in Masonic architecture reflects the organization's values and beliefs. He highlights the connection between Freemasonry and the Gothic cathedrals of Europe, noting that the intricate designs and engineering feats of these structures were made possible by the knowledge and skills of Masonic builders. Carlson emphasizes that understanding this architectural heritage is crucial for appreciating the cultural and historical significance of these landmarks. The conversation shifts to the broader theme of history manipulation and the role of secret societies. Carlson posits that throughout history, various groups have sought to control narratives and influence public perception. He suggests that the suppression of certain historical truths, including the contributions of Freemasons and other secret societies, has led to a distorted understanding of our past. Carlson argues that the rise of propaganda and the prevalence of misinformation in contemporary society echo historical patterns of control and manipulation. He encourages listeners to critically examine the sources of information and to seek out diverse perspectives to gain a more comprehensive understanding of history. As the discussion progresses, Carlson addresses the pressing issue of climate change and its relationship with natural disasters. He emphasizes that while human activity has undoubtedly contributed to climate change, it is essential to recognize the natural variability of the Earth's climate system. Carlson elaborates on the influence of natural events on climate change, particularly focusing on volcanic eruptions. He explains that significant eruptions can inject vast amounts of ash and sulfur dioxide into the atmosphere, leading to temporary cooling effects. This phenomenon was notably observed after the eruption of Mount Tambora in 1815, which resulted in the Year Without a Summer in 1816. He emphasizes that such natural events can have profound and lasting impacts on global climate patterns, often overshadowing the effects of human-induced climate change. Carlson encourages a more nuanced understanding of climate dynamics that considers both anthropogenic and natural factors. The conversation takes a turn as Carlson discusses the potential threats posed by asteroids and other cosmic events. He explains that Earth has a long history of impacts from celestial bodies, with significant consequences for life on the planet. He references the Tunguska event of 1908, which flattened vast areas of forest in Siberia, as a reminder of the destructive potential of asteroid impacts. He highlights recent advancements in planetary defense, including efforts to track and potentially redirect asteroids on a collision course with Earth. Carlson argues that proactive measures are essential to mitigate the risks associated with these cosmic threats. Carlson delves into the history of ice ages and their impact on human progress. He explains that the last ice age, which ended approximately 12,000 years ago, played a crucial role in shaping human civilization. As the climate warmed and glaciers retreated, new opportunities for agriculture and settlement emerged, leading to the development of complex societies. He emphasizes that understanding the cyclical nature of ice ages and their effects on human populations is vital for comprehending our current environmental challenges. Carlson argues that the lessons learned from past climate shifts can inform our responses to contemporary issues. The discussion continues with a focus on the relationship between ice ages and catastrophic events. Carlson posits that the end of the last ice age was marked by a series of dramatic environmental changes, including rising sea levels and increased flooding. He suggests that these events may have contributed to the extinction of megafauna and the transformation of ecosystems. Carlson highlights the importance of recognizing the interconnectedness of climate, geology, and biology in understanding the dynamics of extinction events. He argues that the evidence of past catastrophes can provide valuable insights into the resilience and adaptability of life on Earth. As the conversation progresses, Carlson addresses the issue of sea level changes in the context of global warming. He explains that historical data shows significant fluctuations in sea levels, often correlated with periods of glacial melting and climate change. He emphasizes that understanding these historical patterns is crucial for predicting future sea level rise and its potential impacts on coastal communities. He argues that the current narratives surrounding sea level rise often overlook the complexities of natural processes and historical precedents. Carlson encourages a more comprehensive approach to addressing the challenges posed by rising sea levels, one that considers both natural and anthropogenic factors. The discussion shifts to the heat island effect and its implications for climate data. Carlson explains that urbanization can create localized warming effects, leading to skewed temperature readings in cities. He argues that many climate data sets are influenced by this phenomenon, which can complicate our understanding of long-term climate trends. Carlson emphasizes the importance of considering the heat island effect when interpreting climate data and developing policies aimed at mitigating climate change. He encourages a more nuanced approach to data analysis that accounts for the complexities of urban environments.